Now that
Okay, hi, welcome. My name is Valerie. I'm here talking about Pluto. The discussion is going to be that Pluto should be reinstated as a planet. And a little bit about Pluto is it was discovered in February of 1930 by a gentleman, his name I don't have. And personally, we know about Pluto because whenever I was in school, we still learned it as a planet. And in 2006, it was actually demoted to a dwarf planet. So it's now still to this day categorized as a dwarf planet. And as of 2006, they demoted it because of the change of the definition of what a planet actually is. So a little bit of characteristics about Pluto is that it has 5 moons. The orbit of Pluto is actually 248 years. And there actually is an atmosphere on Pluto that a lot of people don't know about. So what actually classifies Pluto as a dwarf planet is that it's massive enough to be grounded by its own gravity, and the gravity can pull it together and have its shape. So that's one of the classifications that did mark it as a planet. The other one is that it must orbit around the sun, and you can see here it does have an orbit around the sun. It is elliptical, so that is another argument that they say because it's not flat. And then last but not least, oh, I went too far. So what actually made it no longer a planet is that they changed the definition of the planet that said that it has to clear a neighborhood around the orbit, meaning that in its orbit there has to be nothing in its way. But whenever you sit down and you think about Jupiter and Saturn, they actually have objects, some meteors and things like that, that interrupt it. So if you were to really apply it, those wouldn't really be considered planets either. It's just that the definition is so vague, so that's why I feel like it should be reinstated as a planet. And so, yeah, that's my presentation. Does anybody have questions?
Why did they change the definition?
The IAU, the International Astronomical Union, decided that it needed to be updated because it hadn't been updated since the 1950s. So in 2006, they said, hey, we need to make sure that we have this definition. And there were neighborhood eras. There was another planet that was also found. And they said, well, technically there's a 10th planet. And they said no, because it was just like Pluto, but there were minor differences of the neighborhood, the clearing the neighborhood that didn't qualify it.
Can you explain more about the clearing the neighborhood thing? Was that?
Yeah, so whenever it goes to its 248 years around the sun, it just means that on its path, there's not going to be anything in its way. So with its elliptical, there were items that were in the way, and it was just so vague that it was anything. So meteors,
What do you mean by in its way?
Like, it wasn't cleared. So as it goes around its orbit, like, it was getting hit and impacted by those things. Or even if, like, they cross it, like, say in year 10, it crosses it, but it's not even there yet, that still counts. So that's why the elliptical effect.
So what's the difference between a dwarf planet and a regular planet?
The dwarf planet has the first and second definition of the rounded gravity and the orbit around the sun. Yes.
Aren't like moons surrounded by gravity though?
Yeah, but moons are different because moons.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, they're gravity. Yeah.
I know that.
Does it have a moon?
Yeah, there's 5 moons.
I'm just wondering, like, I mean,
So
an object.
you showed that, but you didn't talk about
Oh,
it.
sorry. There's 5 moons. It was just one of the classifications of Pluto. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.